wild camping is a sport, and once you start thinking along these lines, or at least once I started thinking along these lines, it all made sense. You might be thinking, Dazzy, what you getting on about? Well, in today's video, I want to break it down with 3 different examples on why you should be thinking wild camping is a sport and the benefits that come along with that mindset. My first example today is fitness. I would say the majority of people who go camping and they want to drop weight, the majority are purely focused on dropping that weight from their kit. Now, I don't want to sound preachy. I'm not in the business of telling people how they live their lives. Do whatever you want to do, whatever suits you best. But this is the thought process that I've gone through and the route I feel is right for me to go down the more I invest my time into wild camping. So working out and building up that base level of fitness and dropping the weight from my person instead of my actual kit, well, it just makes common sense for me. Not only are you saving on weight, but at the same time you're getting stronger. So I've found my current loadout is actually feeling lighter, even though I don't have to sacrifice any of the equipment in my pack. Just like any sport that you want to progress at, getting your body in better shape is going to give you a much easier time overall. I'm not saying go crazy and start smashing the gym every day. I mean, if that's the way you want to go about it, then respect, go for it. But with that mindset of wild camping is a sport and it can be a highly active activity, you do want to prepare properly for that by putting at least some consideration into your fitness. And also by doing this, you're going to tap into that healthy mindset that comes along with all the fitness and being active. So you're out, you're on a hike and it's not going to plan, it's windy, it's rainy, it's proper miserable, but mentally you're going to have an edge on any situation you encounter just by having a healthy body and a healthy mind. Second example, straight away, let's go, and that is wearing sports clothing. With sports clothing, I often find you have a lot of the same advantages as you would do with the hiking and outdoor clothing, as in it's lightweight, they're designed to wick away the sweat, and also they're very breathable. Also, the sports clothing, it tends to be more accessible. I mean, even if you've not even went out on your first wild camp yet, I can almost guarantee that you've probably got some sports clothing tucked away in your wardrobe, ready to use straight away. And lastly, I find it a lot more affordable as well than all your outdoor hiking gear. I suspect that these companies, as soon as they label something hiking, outdoors or camping, they immediately bump up the money. Now, with your sports clothing, personally, I do tend to tailor it more towards my underlays and my midlays. I feel that is most ideal for this type of clothing. So having your underlays and midlays, just your general, easy accessible, budget sports clothing. And then for your outerlays, it probably is more appropriate to go for the bit more expensive, properly designed hiking outdoor clothes. But yeah, mix it up a little bit. You don't have to be head to toe in everything that is branded for the outdoors. So a few standout pieces of clothing that I would personally recommend. First of all, synthetic t-shirts. I'm wearing one right now. It's absolutely spot on. You can get them for a bargain price, a few quid off Amazon, and it's going to make a really ideal underlayer. Also, cycling and running undershorts. Now, these have been an absolute game changer for me recently, and I've actually come to switch out all my previous boxes with these cycling and running undershorts. I find they have a lot of the same benefits as your merino wool boxes, which is quite popular with camping and hiking. They have a lot of the same benefits, but just at a fraction of the price. I'll leave an Amazon link in the description of this video if somebody wants to go and check them out. If you do go and purchase some, I do recommend getting the size up because they are quite slim fitting, so get the size up, should be spot on. So sports clothing, it is definitely compatible with your hiking and wild camping. You may want to mix and match a little bit with your hiking gear, but there's certain areas, like we said, those underlays to midlays, where it just works ideal and you don't need to spend a fortune on these types of clothing when your sportswear does the job. Alright, and example number 3, and that is food and drinks. Now, I'd be very surprised if people gone out on a wild camp and don't even work up a little bit of a sweat. From all the hiking about you're gonna do, searching for a campsite, to pitching up your tent or whatever and then packing it away in the morning, even just being away from home and all those home comforts, you're naturally gonna be working harder than you usually would. So just like other sports, we really should be fueling our bodies in similar ways, making sure we're getting all those nutrients to endure the situations that we putting ourselves in. If you're one of these people who are already bringing out big old steaks and that, get on, you're already ahead of the game. But there's also other sports, drinks and foods that we can bring out on our camps that is going to help us out. For example, protein powder. Now, I know that might sound a little bit daft, but why not? I mean, it's a powder form, weighs nothing, bag it up, stick it in your rucksack. It also comes in all the different flavors and everything, so you can have it as a nice tasty snack or dessert, or even just having it as a backup as an emergency meal. You may have ended up out longer than you expected to be, and that protein powder you just shoved in your bag and forgot about, that could come in really useful as that emergency meal, just something to kill the hunger for a little bit longer. Protein's really good for that. It's really known for dulling those hunger feelings, so it could come in really useful. Also, a viewer mentioned he brings out those high energy gels you get for running and cycling, which I thought was a great idea as well. It's a quick and easy way to put that fuel back into your body when you're halfway through a hike, instead of going out and getting a chocolate bar. Now, this was a mistake I used to do when I first started. I'd gone out on an overnight wild camp and I'd buy a pack of 5 chocolate bars and I'd go through the whole thing in one night, and it's not very good really, is it? Quite a while I used to be in that mindset of, right, I'm going out on a camp, I can treat myself to anything I want, I can just pig out. But my idea of the peak camping experience is being able to go out, enjoy yourself, have a good time, have a good night's sleep, wake up feeling fresh and getting on with your day, whether that's going off to work or you've got some chores to go do around your house. One of the big factors of me getting into this hobby in the first place was I couldn't handle going out on nights out anymore, waking up in the mornings feeling rough and horrible. So camping, to me, I want it to be a healthy type lifestyle. That's all that good stuff, the self-improvement and everything that comes along with it. So if I'm eating rubbish, drinking rubbish, and I'm already putting my body through more stress just being away from my home comforts, at the end of the day, it's not a good combination to achieve what I want to achieve from my camps. So at the end of the day, we already know that being outdoors, being amongst nature is really healthy for us. And by adding that healthy body and healthy mind, as we discussed, just the whole process, put it together, and honestly, it just makes you feel like an absolute superhero. So there we go, guys. If you're looking for ways how to level up your wild camping experiences, I'd recommend by starting off with the mindset of wild camping is a sport. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to comment more benefits that this mindset will bring, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.